Hey guys, so as you can see I got the vise here. What I'm doing today is I'm making muskrat floats, but one of the things I'm going to do is I cut the heads off some 3.5-inch Ardox nails. I'm going to stick it in the vise, and then I'm going to bend it over. Instead of buying screw eye loops, I'm going to make some things to be able to attach my traps to my floats. So I'll just kind of bend it over into a U. And then you can see I got this little U shape. Well, I'll hammer that into the float and leave enough space that I can attach my quick clip to it, and that's how I'll attach my traps to my floats. So it's nice and cheap. All I had to do is grab the bolt cutters, cut off the heads, and you got yourself a loop or a hook. I might even make a bunch of these up, and that way there, whenever I put my Connie boxes in for Martin and Fisher, well, I can nail one of these to the tree and just quick connect my traps, as my conibears as well. Just kind of stick it in or hook it on with the quick connect. If I got a critter and it's frozen in, well, I can switch out traps pretty quick and easy with these. And like I said, they're nice and cheap. I mean, we all know how much a friggin' dozen nails costs, or a box of nails costs. So yeah, that's the start. And then when I start putting my floats together, I'll turn you back on and show you that as well. Alrighty. Okay, so as you can see, I got some 2x6 here. I'm gonna make Dave Vandermeer's floats, just because I was able to get these 2x6s. They're actually cut off ends from a planing mill, local planing mill. I got a buddy that works there, and they're allowed to load per employee per month. Unfortunately, they're only 24 inches long. They should I could almost have them 36 inches long, which means that I'm only able to get one trap. I've got a float here made up. So if I was to flip them this way, I can actually still only get one trap in here comfortably. And I could probably put two, but the thing is, you end up with one rat and two traps, so it's pretty useless. So I'll use them this way, and I'll have one rat trap here on each side, and I hope you can see that. I'll have one trap here, and then I'll put two 110s here with the Scott Nealon and Dave Vandermeer special conibear holders. And then, like I said, I think you can see here's my nail, one of them bent up. Got enough of a space there to be able to hold my trap in place. And I can still hook my 110s in there as well. So everything, two per float, will hold all four traps, kind of thing. I might need to put a third one in for the other 110, but still. So that's the plan. These are the floats I'm making. They're 19 inches wide, so that one trap can sit in there pretty snug and not have too much extra space. And it should work out pretty good. So as you can see, I can have one trap on that side, sitting there pretty good. I'm also going to put a finishing nail in here where the trap's going to sit, just to help hold them in place, so that if it wobbles or a rat fights for a few seconds, well, it doesn't knock the second trap off. And then that's basically it. And like I said, I'll have a 110 on each side the way Dave does with his floats. I've got a bunch of 110s and I never use them because I never know where to really set them, and I find I put a funnel trap in place instead of a 110 if I do find a good channel. So that's the plan, and actually I think that will reach. Yeah, so I only do need the 2 hooks because my chain will reach over to the other side. So that's what the float will look like, and that's the plan for it. So I'll cut my 2 pieces to 19 inches, screw them together, and show you what's next. Oh, and I don't know if you noticed, on this trap there's a plate welded to the bottom. It's number 1 long spring, and I did the same to my number 1 coil springs just because number 1s are a little light to drown rats. I'd rather have 1.5s, and these were supposed to be 1.5s, but I got them at the convention and Smiley was in a bit of a rush and not concentrating, and I wasn't paying attention, so they ended up being number 1s, which isn't a big deal. Just meant I had to weld an extra plate on for weight, because number 1s are not light and heavy enough to drown muskrats. So with the plate, I'm hoping that'll be enough extra weight to keep the rat under, and I won't come and find one sitting on my float. So that's the plan. I'll carry on, and we'll show you what's next. Okay, so there's my float cut. My piece is cut. Just gotta screw it down. I'm using 3.5 inch actually. Screws, wood screws, and putting them on a bit of an angle. And so that way there they don't protrude out the other side. Same to this piece. And one more. I'm only putting 2 screws in because, I mean, that's still pretty strong. So, hope you guys can see that. Sure you can. And then keeping this side nice and flush as well. Making sure they stay square-ish. Don't have to be perfectly square, but I want them somewhat square. Okay, so there's that. And now I'll just raise you up a little bit. Maybe it'll keep you on. Take 2 of my fancy dancy nails, trap holding nails. Don't put them in all the way, you want to leave a bit of a gap. Hope you can see that gap. So that should be enough that I can get one of my small clips. These are not the ones that I'm going to use. These are just the ones that I have lying around. But as you can see, there's my clip. Imagine a trap hanging off of that. And that's all I gotta do. So I'll stick another one in. Like I said, make sure you leave enough of a gap that your quick connect clip will still fit in there. And there you go. Got a float made up, just like so. Ready to go. I got enough material to make 14 for today, and I got another load of that 2x6 coming. So I figured I'd try these this year because Kirk's floats, or the log floats with the 3-foot piece in between, are heavy and cumbersome. And after a couple of years they end up sinking on you. Well, these here are kiln dried, and I'm hoping that they'll last a few extra years. So we'll see what happens, see how they work. And Dave seems to do alright with them, so they can't be that bad. Alrighty, so that's how I'm going to do my floats this year, and happy trapping. Another 2 months. What are we? We're August 5th or 6th today, so yeah, 2 full months before trapping season, guys. It's a coming.